morning and welcome to The Brief. Here's a look at your trending stories this morning. New Zealand Prime Minister John Key meets with President Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign begins proceedings from Jaffna, Puttalam and Monaragala. Views expressed on the Indian-funded ambulance service in Sri Lanka.
Prime Minister of New Zealand John Key, who arrived in the island, was officially welcomed this morning at the Presidential Secretariat at an event which was graced by the President. A military guard of honour was accorded to the New Zealand Prime Minister. Subsequently, the President introduced the Sri Lankan ministers and other high-ranking officials to the visiting Prime Minister. Thereafter, President Sirisena and Prime Minister Key held bilateral discussions. Both countries inked several agreements. The Nandi elephant calf was gifted to New Zealand and the President handed over the letter in this regard to Prime Minister Key.
I can see for myself the amazing progress that is taking place under your leadership and under the wise counsel of your ministers. And so I congratulate you on what you're doing and thank you for the opportunity to come visit. You are dealing, I think, very effectively with the challenging issues of reconciliation and previous issues of corruption that you have to deal with. And we congratulate you on the leadership that you're showing. We know these are always challenging issues for any leader. But we wish you the very best as you undertake that important work. From New Zealand's point of view, we see Sri Lanka as a real shining light in the Asian region. We can see the economic reform program that you're undertaking, and we see the enormous opportunities for your 21 million people. We have been, for a long period of time, had involvement in your country in a variety of forms, but most pronounced obviously through our dairy sector and through the work of Fonterra, who have been selling dairy products into Sri Lanka for a very long period of time.
The New Zealand Prime Minister called on his Sri Lankan counterpart Ranil Wickremesinghe this afternoon.
The Newsfirst Gum at the Door-to-Door island-wide campaign commenced from Jaffna, Puttalam and Bibila in a bid to reach out to the people who face issues that have not been addressed.
The Newsfirst Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign in Jaffna commenced this morning in Varani following religious observances held at the Suttipuram Amman Kovil. Varani is a remote area located in the jurisdiction of the Chavakacheri Divisional Secretariat in Jaffna, and locals in the area were hospitable towards Newsfirst. The Newsfirst team then moved from door to door speaking to the locals and inquiring into the issues that they face. The campaign took place in the villages of Karambukurichi, Varanevaraka and Navakadu this evening. We don't have water. They have given us such houses. We need a housing project as soon as possible. All the roads that are used to enter the village are in a muddy state.
We have to walk about 2 kilometers to the town to get a bus. We don't have transport facilities.
I'm joining you all from the Jaffna City Centre, where Newsfirst successfully concluded day one of the Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign. Now, Gum at the Door-to-Door is, of course, a program aimed at bringing to light the issues faced by people in the most rural of areas. And today, we were able to travel to the most rural areas in the Jaffna district, including the areas of Varane, Navakkadu, Kudambian, Suttipuram, and these are just a few of the areas that we traveled to today. We were able to interact with the people, we were able to speak with them, we were able to find out their issues, and two main issues were highlighted by a majority of the people that we spoke to today. They are the lack of a proper drinking water scheme, as well as the dilapidation of the road network in the area. So we hope that we can shed more light on these issues and get the necessary officials involved in rectifying it as well. Gum at the Door-to-Door continues tomorrow as well in the Jaffna district. Tomorrow we will be travelling to a number of islands in the Jaffna Peninsula, and we will be able to look into the plight of these people as well. So join us tomorrow as well. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara reporting from Jaffna.
The second team of the Newsfirst Gum at the Door-to-Door campaign commenced their journey from the village of Manalgundu in Puttalam. Puttlam District Secretary MHM Chitrananda, Puttlam Divisional Secretary Mohammed Malik, SSP of Puttlam SPLB Sandungawata, and Newsfirst Director General Manager Yasrat Kamalsiri were present for the commencement of the program. A significant moment of this event was that the District Secretary too promised to renovate the road in the Manamkundu village.
When we were reaching this area, it was evident that this was an isolated village in this area. I had a discussion with the Divisional Secretary. We will speak with the Municipal Council and try to at least cover up the ditches on the road. I believe that the Municipal Secretary will direct his attention towards this matter.
Two subgroups then took off towards the rural villages in the area in a bid to identify the drinking water issues faced by the people. One team visited families in the villages of Gevalvessa, Mullipuram, Ratmalyaya, Bandarnagpura, Senkuri Ripu and Panchan Ode, while the other teams visited the villages of Sirambiadavia, Manavaria and Karulagaswava.
කිරිහරක් හදන්න ලොකු විශාල ඉඩම් ප්‍රමාණයක් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් ප්‍රධානම ගැටලුවට තියෙන වනාලි තර්ජනය.
The third team of the Newsfirst Come at the Door-to-Door campaign commenced their journey from the historical Unagola Purana Rajma Vihara, where the Uva Velasa battle took place. Blessings were invoked on the Newsfirst team by the Mahasangha headed by Venerable Dharmakidri Sri Nandasara Hevelvela Sri Sunandathero.
The members of the indigenous community with their leaders in Rathapula have welcomed the Newsfirst organization by performing their traditional Kirikona dance.
The Newsfirst team reached the rural village of Rathugala in Nilgala, Balupitiya and Therava in order to identify the difficulties faced by the people. The Newsfirst Come at the Door-to-Door campaign is set to reach out to more rural villages in a bid to provide them with solutions to the issues that have not been addressed.
A group of opposition MPs convened a media briefing in Colombo yesterday. Attention was drawn towards the India-funded ambulance service in Sri Lanka.
If we are making a payment, why isn't this service being provided for the local hospitals? After a period of 1 year, the Indian company would establish itself here. After that, Sri Lankan companies will not be given access in a just manner. The cabinet paper presented by the Prime Minister also mentions about the visa. He says that Sri Lankans will be given employment. How much does an ambulance driver get paid? 25,000 rupees. That means after working for 12 hours, an officer is paid 25,000 rupees a month. You need English as a qualification. Then no Sri Lankan would apply for this. This is the first time that the free health service is subject to a hybrid situation. Though the start is a free service, it will not be free forever. It will become a business where you will have to make payments. MP Dallas Alaperuma commented on the statement made to the Government Medical Officers Association. We make an open invitation to the General Secretary of the United National Party to come before the people and seek forgiveness from the professionals.
That's a wrap of the brief for today. I'm Dasni Athar for Newsfirst, reminding you to stay briefed.